Hello, this is Kev.
And Lil. We're discussing relationships in all of its forms and everything in between.
We've been together close to 30 years. We've seen some things together and apart.
So if you want to laugh or need advice, come and spend some time with Kev and Lil. Have we met? Hello, everyone. This is Kev and Lil. Sorry, we were away for a while, and then we came back from vacation, and Kevin got sick. So I guess we're taking turns here of getting sick. So I mentioned the word vacation, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about: vacationing.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those topics that is very sensitive with us. It tends to be for some you would think that it's hey, it's time to relax, and no, not with us. It's close to 30 years and we're still stressing out. She is still stressing me out. I could remember certain dumbass arguments we had. I could remember just oh my gosh, it's a lot. It is definitely a lot. From the planning, pre and during, because somehow, even though we have an idea of what we're gonna do when we get there, it always seems to change or shift.
And how? What do you mean? How so?
How so?
Yeah.
How so? So I have ideas. Like we had another vacation back in November. We went to Texas, right? We were gonna hit 3 cities, and somehow we're on this vacation, and she's turning to me and going, "Oh yeah, And we went with friends who were more like family, and
For a wedding.
for a wedding, a gorgeous wedding, and we're there, and I'm hearing people asking me, "Hey, you mind taking us into town?" And I'm like, "Taking who into town?" "Oh, me and Lily take us into town for a tattoo." I'm like, "Wait a second. Why in the world are you asking me this and not my wife of 20 plus years?" And I'm standing there and I'm thinking to myself, wow. So she is that much of a coward
No,
to ask me directly because she knows she's in the wrong for even suggesting this.
Suggesting what? For you to take me get a tattoo?
No. It's not about the suggestion of the tattoo. It's the suggestion of, okay, wait a second. We came on this trip together. You didn't come with the girls. You came with your husband to spend time with your husband.
That keeps on saying he wants to get a tattoo and he has.
That has nothing to do.
So
with
I
it.
figured my girlfriends want to get tattooed. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Now you're gonna be all tatted up. Now, get out of here. All right, get out of here. You got one little heart. You got one little freaking heart. That thing is smaller than an eyelash.
Exactly. So what are you talking about? All tatted up.
No, because you're making it sound like you're gonna get so many.
I wanted to get a tattoo, and
oh my gosh! But let me tell you, before we went on this trip, I actually pre-warned her. I said, "Honey, can you please not get on my case about the dumbest things? Can you please not?"
Well, then don't do dumb things. Just saying.
Not do dumb things.
Yes.
Really, not do dumb things.
I'm
I'm gonna bring up a couple of past arguments. I'm gonna bring up a couple of past arguments, and I'm gonna bring up one in particular.
Shoot.
Okay.
I swear to God, if you bring up the Hawaii.
Oh yes, the
sandals,
Hawaii
I'm going
thing
to
is the
smack
best
you.
one yet.
Everybody
Okay.
already knows that.
No.
story.
Not everyone knows about this. Not everyone knows how we went to Hawaii. Yes, we got married in Hawaii. So many years ago. It was a beautiful ceremony. Of course,
Everything
ruined
was
by certain person. Not in this room right now, but I think you've heard me speak of that person more than once now. And it's like Voldemort. Yeah, it's like Voldemort. And but yeah, so I decided I took the whole day. I remember this was one of the arguments. I took the whole day for this person. I said, you know what? We're all the way in Hawaii. I rented a car. Let's take them out. Them being her and my son, our son, more like it.
Well, who is her? People, not everybody knows who you're
Your
talking about.
mother.
My mother. Your mother-in-law.
Oh gosh. So we take them out, and when I tell you, we picked them up at just before 9 a.m. Okay, and it was 9/11
Why to
in
get an early
2002.
start?
It was the following year. I remember it specifically. And we were there, and
It was
they
very
did a
somber.
nice little ceremony out there for the fallen of 9/11. And we're there, and I already hear the complaints from this woman, the whining and the complaining, because she's a brat.
What woman? You have to be.
Again, your mother.
Okay, but people know. No, I'm a woman too, and I was there.
Yeah.
This woman.
So I took the whole day with them. We took them around the island. We did some sightseeing. We did whatever. I put up whatever. And I tell you, when I say that, it was just before 9 a.m. that we picked them up, and it was now about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I was exhausted physically, emotionally. Okay, I was exhausted, and I finally turned to Lil, and I said, and this was right before we got married, and I said, because it was the day before, and I said, yo, I think we need to drop them off because enough's enough. Okay, I put up with them a lot. But nothing. I think I have been the greatest son-in-law ever. Okay, that was, and now mind you, now I have to see her mother become the spoiled brat that she is, and actually throw a tantrum and have a moment of silence for herself, because now she's giving me the silent treatment because I didn't want to spend dinner with this woman as well. That was one of the arguments. The other great, fantastic argument, which Lily had actually hinted toward at first as well, was the sandal. Want to know the sandal? Oh my God! What? I love to hear myself talk.
You've been going on and on. Get to the point. Dear
so we
Lord.
go. So we're there, and I have jet lag. I mean, it's a freaking 5-hour difference. I got jet lag. Okay,
You're such
people.
a wuss. Jet lag is when you go to the other side of the western the hemisphere.
It was
when you go to Europe. Oh my
was the
God,
other
Kevin, it
side.
wasn't
It
that
was a
much.
5-hour
It's not like we went to
difference.
Australia,
And I wasn't like
China.
completely wiped out, okay? But no, again, you wanted to, you wanted you wanted to experience every single thing under the sun.
Yes,
and I got it. I understood. I understood that. Thing was, give me a minute, will ya? I was freaking tired.
A minute.
So, like I was saying, she got upset and she stormed out of the room. People, we're going to be married that week, okay? But she wanted to be upset, and I just let her go. I was like, you know what? Let her go, whatever. I tell you, the best thing happened ever. She walks back in the room, but she sort of has a slight limp coming back into the room, okay? And it's not like she hurt herself, but I noticed that one of her chanclas, or what some people call thongs or sandals, is missing. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait to hear this. And I'm already starting to smile because I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. So, she goes and she rummages through her bag and she pulls out the sandals and she slams them on the floor and she puts them on and she's about to walk out the door and she walks out the door and then she comes back into the room and she's like, are you going to come with me or not? And I just looked at her and I said, dear, whatever do you mean? What happened?
Shut up.
And she's like, shut the and I said, do you need my assistance? Is that what you need?
Dumbass.
And
That's not how you said it, but whatever. Let's go on.
And I said, okay. So, I go, what happened? I walk out the room with her, because again, I'm taking my time. I'm not rushing for nobody. And I come out the room and I'm like, and she starts telling me, I walked into a sand dune and I lost the sandal. And I said, okay, for starters, you walked into a sand dune? What the heck are you doing walking into a sand dune? There's signs everywhere that you're not supposed to. I know, but I saw this turtle. And I'm like, what? I saw a turtle. And I'm like, okay, so a turtle scared your sandal off your foot?
Okay, Kevin, enough. Just get to the point. Okay, listen.
Go ahead.
We're done.
Go ahead.
I lost the sandal because I was wanting to take a picture of a sea turtle. Fine. I got upset because he wasn't there to help me look for it. So I had to go back because it was hot. It was Hawaii. It's the beach. I had to go back and get another shoe, and I want him to come and help me look for the sandal. Okay? Period.
Really? That's it? That was it? I think I told that story so much better. I think I emphasized the greatest.
Okay,
points
we're
of
talking
it.
about vacationing.
Okay. All right. Well, just the reason why I speak about this is, it's because we always get into an argument. We got into an argument on our very first trip ever. We went to a bed and breakfast years ago out
love that
in
place.
North Jersey, Whistling Swan Inn. It was
Whistling
called.
Swan
I wasn't
Inn.
driving at the time. We actually took a bus from, I want to say, Port Authority, and but we got out there. She got upset with me about that one. She got every.
Because
We
you
used to
didn't
be
know where the heck it
campers.
was. The bus left us in the middle of nowhere. I'm like,
left
okay,
us in
now
the
what? How
woods.
the hell are we're gonna freaking hitchhike to this place?
I was able to call the place, and they were able to pick us up,
Mm-hmm.
and they took us over to the bed and breakfast. But again, I digress as always because you are interrupting me constantly, and it's just one of the many times from when we would go camping, and I'd pack the car, and then I'd tell you, no, we can't fit this in the car, and then you come out, oh, get out of here. Mind you, she asked me to pack the car. She does the same thing with the freaking Christmas tree. She
we
asked me
know
to
how
pack the
women
car,
pack and how
and I
men
packed the car, and the stuff couldn't fit. So somehow she's like fitting this stuff in, and I'm like, Lil, the freaking car is 6 feet high. How the hell?
Point is,
And this
I
is
made
not, and I'm
everything
talking about
fit.
6
It was
feet
like
high
Tetris,
from the
people.
car, not from
It's
the
a
floor.
science.
Lil, but you can actually feel the car tipping when
Point
we
is,
make
I got
turns.
everything that I needed, and it was packed, and we got there.
No, we don't. Again, we don't need all that stuff. You bring so much stuff.
And we use it. We
No, you
always
purposely
use
make
it.
sure we use it just so you can say, hey, look, it was used. We needed it. I was like, no, we didn't need it. You just wanted to bring it. You wanted an excuse to bring it.
Listen, we're talking about vacation. He's talking about, I don't know, nonsense. My thing is, when you say vacation, what's the first thing you think of? Needed relaxation. Like Kevin says, unfortunately, our vacations don't start like that. And yes, I will take the blame because I start worrying about, okay, what am I going to pack? Did I cover everything? Did I pay the bills? Was the water shut off? Whatever. I always have like all these things in my mind going 500 miles an hour. So I get a little, anxious.
Yeah, you bring out the anxiety, that's for sure.
Well, the point is, I don't relax till like a day after. Like after we get there, we put down the luggage, and that's another thing. It's a whole thing, guys. When we go traveling and we stay in a hotel, I get, what's the word? I get a little cuckoo.
You think?
Because of bed bugs. We had a bad experience in a hotel.
Yes, that
and
happened
we
once
brought bed
a long
bugs
time
home.
ago, yes.
And let me tell you, if you've never been through that, I do not wish it on my worst enemy. Okay?
Well, I
It's
wish
the
it on my worst enemy,
Especially
but,
for
yeah.
somebody like me that does not like bugs whatsoever. So after we had that experience, every time we go to a hotel, I make sure we check everything. And I was like, Kevin, did you check the mattress? Don't put the luggage on the floor. And I get
So
very
I
paranoid.
literally have to hold the luggage up in the air because you can't put it on the floor.
Stupid. You just leave it on the cart until we make sure we inspect the room, make sure that it's okay. And even then, I don't unpack. I don't like to put my clothes in the dresser, even if we're going to stay for a week or whatever. I just don't. I don't like it. So I live out of my suitcase, which I put it on that suitcase. What is it? Holder thingy?
It's a rack.
The
It's
rack.
a luggage
Suitcase,
rack.
luggage rack. That's where I live. I open it, boom, I leave. Or if there's a desk, I slam my luggage on top of that. After I wipe it with Clorox wipes. Yes, I'm one of those nut jobs that travel with disinfectant wipes. Listen, my husband works for the hotel industry for many years, and I know that housekeepers bust their butts cleaning these rooms. But sometimes I get a little, like I said, I get very nervous, and I'm like, just to make sure everything's clean, so I wipe everything. And I know I'm not the only one that does that. Okay, guys, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you're one of those people that like to wipe everything down before you put your stuff down. Okay. So you see, this is what he has to deal with. But he's been with me for so many years. He should know better. Just get used to it. Sit back, relax, watch the
No, you
show.
can't get yes, yeah, the show. Oh my goodness, the show. It's like a horror movie.
Oh God, Kevin, it's not that bad, and it's quick. It's a quick turnaround. Cause then I'm like, boo, boo, boo. I unpack. I put my toiletries in the bathroom, and then what's for
Oh,
dinner?
then
What's
the
for
complaints come. Then the complaints come of what? Why did you put that there? Why couldn't you put it over here? Excuse me.
what?
What?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. You know very well it's true. Don't act like it's not. Oh, why did you put that on the sink? What? Excuse me? Because it's my stuff. Why the heck do you care so much?
Well, sometimes you put stuff that can't get wet too close to the sink, and then it gets wet. Push
Is it
to
your
the
stuff or is
side.
it mine?
Kevin, I'm looking out for you. Stop being a jerk.
Oh, I'm being a jerk.
Yes,
Okay.
you're being a jerk. Point is, it's hard for me to relax in the beginning, but once we get there, we're good. You know, we're good. And the packing, like I said, I get a little cray cray with that too, because I always overpack, and I know it's when
Yes, you do.
blah blah blah. But I always pack for who knows emergencies, and I'm glad I do
My
overpack.
God, but
'cause
what?
most
never-
of the time I'm still
Here he
talking.
goes.
Most of the time I wind up using my extra stuff because stuff happens, accidents happen, whatever. Or some event winds up happening that we weren't planning, and I have extra clothing for that. Okay.
No, no, it's not okay. You do this, hun, beautiful, my dear,
Yes.
loving wife.
Yes.
You're insane. You're insane. You just do things, and I stand there going, "Oh God, here it comes. Here comes the," and I call her the New York Lily. When she gets like this, it's the New York Lily. She gets very, oh my goodness. You stand there going, "Oh, stand back. It's gonna be something."
She's gonna be.
Oh my God, it's all in IMAX. You name it, the show. Okay, okay, and it's not a romantic comedy. No, no, no.
Yes,
It's an
he
NC-17
prefers
freaking
Hawaii
horror
Lily.
movie. I prefer Hawaii Lily. You want to know
But
Hawaii
Hawaii
Lily?
Lily before she
Hawaii,
loses her
Hawaii
sandal.
Lily was like down. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about after the chancla and the freaking and your mother. After that,
Chancla
Hawaii
means
Lily was
sandal
pretty
for
darn
those of you
awesome.
that
Hawaii,
know.
I swear,
Speak
I
Spanish.
did not see a smile. I haven't seen smiles like that very often from her when it came to Hawaii Lily. Yes, I make it as a joke, but
Hello,
it's the
you in
truth.
paradise. Who wouldn't be happy in paradise? And guys, there was always a drink. I would turn around, poof, it would magically appear. I love the Cabana Boys sitting by the beach and the
Why do
pool.
you have to keep bringing up boys and cabanas?
Well, because there were no Cabana girls there. There were just boys.
Oh
So they were constantly like refreshing my Mai Tais and
sound like an old,
anybody be happy.
sound like a cougar over here. What the heck is wrong with you?
Point is, I was very happy because I did not want for nothing. And I also enjoyed very much, thank you dear for my wedding gift, swimming with the dolphins.
Yes, that was part of the gift. It was well, I mean, it wasn't the gift. It was one of the experiences because back then we were already living together close to 7 years, and I thought about it and I was like, why in the world we gonna put a registry out there for people to buy us crap?
Yeah, who needs three toasters? I mean,
we certainly don't need more stuff.
that's when
But-
wedding.com, I think, first came out.
I couldn't even remember what it was called.
Point
I want to
is,
say wedding day.
somebody gave me an idea
weddingday.com or something like that.
to do a registry, and I was like, oh, I don't
Yeah.
need anything. You know, I don't want to sound like wrong, but we didn't have much, but we did have, we already had, basically.
Yeah, what we
I didn't
needed,
need
we
another
already had.
toaster. I didn't need another microwave. I didn't need another vacuum cleaner. You know what I'm saying? It's like we didn't need stuff. And we have so many great friends and family and
coworkers
coworkers
at the time,
that gave us so much for our engagement party that we didn't need anything when we got married. So someone actually told me that there's a registry for other things. Like you could put in a registry. It's like what they call now. What is it called when they ask for money? Fund Me. It's like a Fund Me, GoFundMe page. Well, but it was for wedding registries or for anything that
It
you
wasn't
wanted.
really a GoFundMe. It was still a registry.
Yes.
But instead of things like physical things,
Physical
it was
things.
more of
monetary
experiences.
Like
So
if we
I was
said,
able to go in. I was able to go in and update the one for the dolphin thing.
yeah.
I said, let me put this
And
in. What
we
the
also
heck?
put in like dinner for two on top of the eye. If those people that know are from the Big Island, the mainland, they know what
Wasn't
top
the
of
Big
the eye
Island.
was. It top of the eye?
It
Or
was
was that
Honolulu.
Honolulu?
It was Honolulu.
We got dinner for two, top of the eye. It's a beautiful building, it's high up, and you eat. Well, anyway, it's gorgeous.
It was
We
a
got
restaurant.
that dinner,
It was a
massage for two. All the perks for our honeymoon were paid by our friends and family and coworkers. So that was our registry.
Right.
And then the thing is, if you weren't able to do all of the items, like for instance, the one time when we were supposed
Babe,
to do the
you're making
helicopter.
it sound like that's the only vacation we've ever taken.
Well, I don't know. You're the one that started with Hawaii, so let me
Honey,
finish.
I was just talking about the argument.
Okay. Long story short. See, I forgot what the heck I was saying.
Oh.
The helicopter ride. We couldn't do it because it was bad weather, so we were reimbursed that money. So I think that was like the best vacation I think we ever had, which was our honeymoon / wedding. But anyway, I also wanted to talk about visiting friends and family when we go on vacation.
Oh boy, is
See,
that
we
really a
didn't have to go
vacation?
visit anybody in Hawaii because we didn't know anybody in Hawaii. Well, except Kevin, he always bumps into freaking somebody everywhere we go. Go to
Yeah.
freaking Alaska and he'll know somebody there.
Yeah, actually, I do know one or two people.
Shut up. Point is, I like to go places when we don't have to worry about having to visit people because that stresses me out too. For instance, we went, besides going to Texas in November, this January we went to Florida. And there were two main reasons why we were going to go. We were going to go visit a friend of ours that retired and moved there. And it was his birthday. We were going to go visit him, his wife, and his children with another group friend of ours. Excuse me. And then I also wanted to visit my aunt. She's not doing too well. So I wanted to make sure I visit my favorite auntie. And I wanted to see her and my cousins and stuff. So that was in the plans. But before we went there, we found out that a friend of the family's mom was also ill. So we squeezed that into our plans as well. And what I'm trying to get to is when you vacation and then things like that happen, I'm like, I'm not going to say I was dreading it. But
You were sort of dreading it. Let's be honest. You were. I mean, and I get why you were.
Yeah, I didn't
For a
want
couple
to
of
remember
reasons,
my aunt that way. I want to remember her robust
get it.
and happy. And guys, my aunt, she's the best. She's a twice cancer survivor. And unfortunately, I mean, the woman's 80, almost going to be 90.
She's 86.
86. Well, isn't that almost 90?
Yeah. But I
Anyway,
could be almost 90 at
87. She's gonna be
53. What the
87
hell?
next month. And the strongest woman, I think she passed her strength on to my mom. And
She was awesome. I remember, she's probably one of my favorite people on as far
my
as Lily's
family,
relatives.
yeah.
Just because she would put her mom in her place. It was the best. It was the best. She
Why
would bring
does
up
he always
stuff,
have to bring
and I
her
go,
mom?
"Really? That's who? Really? So she didn't really do that,
Anyway.
huh?" And I used to
so
love that.
my point is that I felt bad because she didn't remember who I was, dementia's like that. But in another way, I just told myself and I told Kevin, I said, well, at least I know I got to see her beforehand because we had a good time. We were talking, we were chatting up a storm. And I just love the fact that I got to see her and I got to spend time with my cousins and chat about, everything and under the sun. And that also helped me. When it comes to vacation, I like to visit family. Kevin like it so
No, because
much.
I don't really consider that a vacation. Don't get me wrong. I am glad that we saw those people.
Yes.
I am. I'm glad we saw your aunt. I'm glad we saw my friend's mom.
Yeah.
Who I definitely am glad about.
Yes.
I'm very happy that we got to see them.
Yes.
But is it really considered a vacation? No.
No.
But you know what?
But we got to
You know
see
what?
our friend and we
I
celebrated
I have a
his
clear
birthday.
conscience. I mean, not that that's the reason why I had to go, but I have
Mm-hmm.
a clear conscience, and I feel that hey, I we did the right thing by visiting with them and checking in on them because even if we speak to these people over the phone, it's not the same unless you're
No,
actually there.
no, you're right.
So
But we did do other things. Like I said, we visited a friend of ours. We celebrated his birthday with his wife, and we got to hang out with the kids.
we also spent time with a friend,
And
with our
with my
son's godmother, who's a very good
godmother,
friend of ours.
yes, very good
She.
friend.
It's funny. The original reason why we picked, just as a side note, the original reason we picked this woman as the godmother was because of her husband at the time, who actually was a very, very close friend of mine who I went to high school with, and he fell off. He became a punk. I mean, there's no other way to put it. He became a punk, and but this woman who she was not, I want to say an afterthought because we really picked the both of them together,
Yes,
and the
we
reason
thought
why
they were
was
gonna be
because we
great
felt like
godparents.
godparents
Which
should be
she's
a
been the
couple.
best godmother
Oh, she's been
ever.
amazing. She's been amazing. And we're
Best
and in the
friend.
long
She's
run, I'm
family
so
to
glad
us, so
that
we can't say friend anymore. She's family.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah. And I made that very clear to her when we saw her as well. Because she's a very independent woman. At some point, we're gonna have her on an episode as well. She can talk, people. You'll understand when we get her on. But we love her to
She
death.
has opinions. And
We
they're
love
all
her to
correct.
death, and yes, and hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with opinions. I mean, everybody's got one like a butthole. You know what I'm saying? So,
Here we
hey.
go. You and the butts.
What? I didn't call her a butt sucker. I just said like a
side
butthole.
note, visiting family and friends, it's a good thing. Also, Kev, can I say, sometimes, I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes I feel guilty when I go on vacation.
Hell no. The hell am I? Listen, if you don't schedule a break, your body will take one for you, and it probably won't be at a convenient time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like there's no convenient time. Something always happens when we're on vacation.
You know what? Whatever. Something's gonna happen when we're not on vacation.
Guys, all the time something happens, and I'm like, what was it? When we were, not Florida. When we were in Texas, my oldest, which helps me manage my mom's property, he calls me, tells me there's something wrong with the boiler. Mind you, it's November, and it was cold. And I was like, oh, dear God. It's like something that you don't want to deal with. That's like a nightmare for a homeowner. And then he also told me that when we were gone, like that same day, as soon as we left, something happened with the water main break. It's like, what is going on? Like, the house doesn't want us to leave. Or somebody gets sick.
It happens.
I know.
Life
like I said,
happens.
I feel guilty. I know I shouldn't.
Happens.
But I feel guilty, like, oh, I shouldn't have left. But
No.
You're correct. Like, I always tell my mom, if I don't take care of me, who's going to take care of you?
I mean, because just like you're saying right now, so then when is a good time to take off?
That's
let's
what I'm
not
saying.
even
It
get
doesn't
into it.
feel like it's a
Look
good time.
again. Speaking about your mom would leave for like a month and a half at a time.
Telling guys, she went to Argentina back in the day. That there was no cell phones, there was only landlines.
Yeah, it was only like smoke signals and clicking coconuts together and stuff.
She never called me to tell me that she landed okay. It was over a month. I was freaking the frick out. She gets home and I'm like, finally. I am not joking. She's going through the mail and she goes, isn't that funny? The postcard I sent you just got here the same time I did. That's not funny. I was freaking the heck out. I was like, did something happen to her? But she always, okay, let me explain. She always did that anyway. She would forget to call, but at least I would know where to call to follow up to see if she got there okay. But I didn't know the hell to call in Argentina. Anyway. Yeah, she would leave for long periods of time. We just go most for the week.
Because look again. I don't want to even get in on your mom thing because she's gonna stir up a whole freaking hornet's nest. But let's be honest. Just like with her retail therapy, this is how she would do these things where she would disappear. Yeah, and it was sort of like disappearing. Let's be honest. Of course, you were an adult at that point, but still, she would disappear a month and a half at a time. when she would go on vacation, and and again, it was her own therapy. She was self-medicating with trips. Leaving your troubles behind. No,
Retail
lady,
therapy, she would shop
those
for
troubles
stuff.
are not left behind. Those troubles are
Yeah.
still
Well,
there when
we
you
go
get
on
back.
vacation for therapy as well, but it's because, everybody needs time away to relax. Also, speaking of time away, airports. Boy, oh boy, airports. You fear the unknown. Like not so long ago, I think we were coming back home when that whole horrible accident happened with the helicopter and the plane. You always there's a chance. There's always a chance of something horrible to happen, but there's also people. Don't make it very easy in the airport. They're so rude, selfish. And I know we see all these commercials and these memes and stuff with people taking off their socks and putting their freaking feet up. And it's disgusting. People, learn your freaking manners. It's gross. I just pray to God as soon as we sit down on that plane that we don't have to deal with idiots. Right?
Well, I guess. I mean, don't get me wrong. I haven't taken my shoes off. On the plane. That's gross. I wouldn't do that.
Oh, what about when we were coming back from Texas? Somebody took off their shoes and.
When did that happen? I don't remember that.
Ladies and gentlemen, my husband doesn't have a filter. Okay, soon as he smelled it, and he knows I have like a nose for a bloodhound, but I didn't say anything. I just wrinkled my nose like ew. And my husband was like, "What? Did somebody take off their feet in this damn plane? It smells like cheese up in here." I'm like, "Oh Jesus Christ!"
Yeah, I listen. If you're gonna act like you have no shame, then I'm gonna treat you and I'm gonna embarrass you as much as possible. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are.
Also,
it's a fact.
What
I don't
about
care.
People that travel when they're sick? Like, for instance, once again, I do apologize. We did not record our last on time because Kevin was sick, so we had to record now.
I'm still sick.
But I'm doing
that's
what I got thing to do. I worry about.
Yeah,
going
baby.
into the plane. I mean, coming home from vacation and then getting sick. Either I get sick or he gets sick. Somebody always gets sick when we come back from vacation. And I know it's that recycled air. It's nasty, blah, blah, blah. But that's another thing I freaking freak out about.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. I mean, it's not like we're getting an incurable disease from it. It's not.
I know,
it's not
but
like that.
it's not fun. It hinders you from going to work. It hinders me from taking care of my mom because then I can't go visit her because I have to quarantine myself, etc., etc.
Going back to our trips and stuff. How long of a trip do you consider as a vacation? How many days? What's the extent?
5 or more. I think. Well, we could have a mini vacay.
No. I get that.
A long weekend.
Like this last one was only 5 days. But what I'm saying is,
I consider that.
How long is too long? How about that?
Over a week.
So, because that one trip for Texas, that was 10 days, and that was a lot. I was tired by the time.
Yeah, I was exhausted. But you know what I did like about it? We didn't stay in one place for too long. I think the longest we stayed was
in Austin.
In Austin, and we did so much, so I loved it. And where we stayed was gorgeous.
Yeah. What did we stay? 5 days.
Freaking place. What?
5. Yeah, we stayed 5 days.
And we went to other places, and we did other things. So it didn't seem that long. But by the tail end of that trip, we were exhausted, and we wanted to just be home. But yeah. I think 7 days would be good. Between 5 and 7 days is fine.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, the vacationing thing, as much as it can be just as stressful before going, pre-planning it and so on, and during, you need it anyway just for the recharge.
Yeah. But
to
like you said, I can't do it
batteries.
too long because then I start getting homesick.
You get homesick if we walk out the door to go to the store.
I miss my babies. I miss my grandbabies.
Stop it already.
I miss
They're
my
still
big
there.
babies, which
Whatever.
my
They
son.
barely noticed that we're gone.
Yeah, you guys. And I miss my fur baby.
Oh, get over it. That dog smells. Oh.
Listen, leave my dog out of this.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay? She's
Freaking
not the
lump.
dog.
Dog's a lump.
Anyway, so yeah, I get homesick if it's too long. So no, that's not good. And my thing is, also, speaking of dogs and kids, you have to like plan for dog sitting, pet sitting, whatever, dogs, cats, whatever, iguanas, whatever you guys have. You know, it's not like we could just pack them and take them with us when we go vacationing. That's another stressful thing before vacationing. And unplugging. Oh my God, it's so hard for me to unplug, guys.
Oh, you have the problem with unplugging.
I can't.
You can't unplug. You don't know how. You're always on your phone.
I do it at a certain point. Like I pick up my book. I try and relax, especially if there's a beach.
You don't.
The only time I pick up my phone.
God allowed, you got a new
pictures.
thing now for your phone. You look like Uhura from Star Trek. The thing is always attached to you like a tricorder.
Because I always lose stuff. ADHD people, ADD.
Oh, stop
I lose
it.
my phone. I put it down, I forget about it, walk away.
Honey,
I'm like,
you
squirrel,
forget it's
and I
attached to
forget.
you.
Yes, it's like a purse. I put it on the side.
Oh, Lord.
Hands free. Point is, the only time if you go to the beach, like when we were in the beach, what was it? Where were we?
We don't go to the beach.
No, we went with Denise last week.
Oh, okay, yeah. So what about it?
I didn't pick up my phone once just to take pictures. That's it.
Exactly.
So I felt like, oh, this is so relaxing. By the way, thank you, Denise, for taking us there. Went to Margaritaville. Not to actually, but in front of Margaritaville, we had some drinks at the bar. It was amazing. And I felt so relaxed. I'm so relaxed. And thank you for being our DD, honey.
What?
Our DD.
A DD?
Designated driver.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have no problem with that. You know that. I have no problem with that. I just, I'd rather not drink and make sure we get there safe. That's all I care about. So yeah, so that's us regarding vacationing and our lovely time doing so, and our lovely time planning and figuring out what to eat. Oh God, that's another issue. And the other thing of, hey, when do we go? What time do we go? And then turning to me, and it's the same stupid arguments about I don't care, whatever you want. No, don't do that. Make a decision, man. Come on. But
you're the one that works. I do not.
Whatever.
All I have to do is work it around my mother's doctor's appointments and stuff like that. So you tell me when is a good time for you work-wise, and then I'll work her appointments around it.
You should have had it committed a long time ago.
I'm going to commit you if you keep
You already are committed to it.
Anyway, once again, reel it in. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for spending time with us and tuning into us and listening to us talk about everything and anything. And this time we're talking about vacationing. Let us know what was your favorite vacation or what was your worst vacation. Maybe we'll come back to it and talk about that. Okay? So please don't forget to comment, follow, share. Like Kevin says, download and send smoke signals if you have to. But we would love to hear from you guys as well. Take care.
So thank you for listening to Kev.
And Lil.
Have we met? And here's hoping you have better relationships in your life. Goodbye.
Goodbye.